All right, friends, it's Team Mun. We are back with a new video, and it's on our good friend Gregdoucette. And so we're going to react to Gregdoucette's video, the gym lifting, recruiting, fitness, gear slave himself. Gregdoucette says, the rise and fall of Hussain Farhat, or Fart, or whatever his name is. Anyway, let's react to this video.
Hussain Farhat is a pathological liar.
No shit.
And so I can't wait to tell you all the lies that Hussain Farhat has been spewing for years. The video is not clickbait. The rise and fall of Hussain Farhat. Coach Greg, in today's video, the rise and fall of Hussain Farhat. I know that you're likely not going to believe this.
The rise and fall. When did he fall? Okay.
But Hussain Farhat has been outed. And so it truly saddens me.
When did he rise? And when did he fall?
To have to make this video. But there is, in fact, evidence.
He doesn't look that spectacular. He has low body fat. Okay, whatever. He has a small body with low body fat. Okay. There's a lot of people that look like this online. Some people. I can show you channels. They look similar.
And lots of it that Hussain has been scamming us all along.
I know, but Hussain, he's most likely taking some artificial substance to create that.
And so a very small channel.
All right, Anabolics chick. I did post him before in my community section. I took it out. I don't know. Just to show people that this video existed. I didn't do a video on it. People asked me to do a video on it. I don't know. I don't really want to, but whatever. He's outing Gregdoucette and Farhat.
Has put all of the evidence together, and he has won. He's beaten us. And so I'm going to play the...
Greg's just upset because Greg tried to sue him, or he wants to sue him, or he's scaring him. And yeah, he called them out. So it's now going from channel to channel to channel. They have discovered that they're fakes. Yeah.
Video and show everything that he stated so that you can see once for all that Hussain is a pathological liar. He's been lying to all of us, even Coach Greg.
He is a liar. And Coach Greg is a liar too.
For months and or years.
Coach Greg is on steroids. All right? I don't know about any TRT. He says he's on TRT, but he's a steroid user and a dealer and whatever. I don't know. And as far as this Farhat guy, it appears to be the same way.
He's crashing out harder than last time. He's not going to sue you. He knows how to make money on drama. It's his business model. He'll have a video about you by tomorrow. You're his new Eddie Hall.
There you go. He's already got a video on you.
I tried commenting about you on Greg's new video, but my comments are getting deleted, laughing my ass off. I mean, you guys have got me. Clearly, I go on all of my videos and I delete all of your comments. I've been trying to cover it up. After all, how many videos did I post today? 4, right? And so what I've been doing is I've been posting video after video today.
Is he talking to himself, man? What's the matter with this guy?
Trying to make the comments go away. I know I can't keep up with them. I can't delete them fast enough. And so I keep putting a brand new video. But so many people are going to the comment section saying Hussain Farhat and Coach Greg are liars that I just don't know what to do. And so I've given up. I'm throwing in the towel. I got my white flag on. It's a bracelet. And I'm recording this video as an emergency. I'm on a family cruise with my family, but this couldn't stop. And so the rise and fall of Hussain Farhat. Let's now watch the video. And so what's going to happen is he's going to prove that Hussain lied to me and that I covered up this lie.
This is Hussain Farhat, a pathological liar who was recently blown up on the internet for his absolutely insane physique.
Right off the bat, a banger, a mic drop. Hussain Farhat is a pathological liar.
Attention Canadians age 45 and over.
Hussain Farhat is a pathological liar.
Yeah, I think he's a liar.
Now, what you need to do is watch the rest of the video to see what he's a pathological liar about. A pathological liar is somebody who lies harder than last time all of the friggin' time.
Hussain lies to his young audience of millions by claiming that he achieved this physique, quote-unquote, naturally within only 3 years.
And so the main lie is that he was natural in that transformation of which he put on close to 60 pounds in under 3 years. I mean, does that make any any logical sense. I mean,
Yeah, 60 pounds lifting conventionally like everybody else, full range of motion, when it's just unusual because it can't be myofibrillar growth because that growth ends. Where does that growth end? Let me see. Let's use some of our own brains here. So you could get this from NCBI, okay? It's called muscle damage from eccentric exercise, mechanisms, mechanical signs, adaptation, and clinical applications. We know in the full range of motion, it's the eccentric that causes the damage and causes the muscle growth. So let's see right here. A second period of exercise a week after the first produces much less damage. Okay, so there was a huge amount of damage that first week. But in the second week, there was much less damage. It produced much less damage. This is a result of an adaptation process. What's the adaptation? One proposed mechanism for that adaptation is an increase in sarcomere number in muscle fibers. That's how muscles mass up. They mass up through the sarcoplasm. Through the sarcomeres. You get them in parallel and in series. You grow them in series and in parallel, especially in the eccentric. But now it's protecting from any more damage from these sarcomeres. The sarcomeres are now protecting from the eccentric in that full range of motion concentric. So there's no more growth. You understand me? There's no more growth there, dude. So, and plus, here's another thing, and this is what happens. And why else is there no more growth? Because what happens is this. So when it said there that there was much less damage, this is what happens to the damage. It decreases. So when it decreases, what happens is this. Yes, for minor micro tears, the body will prioritize repair rather than remodeling. So there is no more remodeling. While remodeling is a more extensive process, of course, you remodel sarcomere in parallel and in series. Get it? Muscles grow through remodeling. They don't grow through repairing. So the remodeling is a more extensive process. It is not needed for minor damage. And so they got massive damage. What's a unique feature of untrained subjects? Well, a unique feature of eccentric exercise is untrained subjects become stiff and sore the next day due to what? Muscle damage. And then they adapted. You get it? You're adapted. The body will focus on restoring the damaged tissue to the original state through repair mechanisms. So how did he overcome that? The question is this. I watched his lifting. Look, repair versus remodeling. How did he overcome that? That is a very good question. How did Farhat, when everybody else is doing the same exercises, right? Everybody else is doing the same thing, but he got a different outcome. Look at the different outcome he got. The outcome kept going for him. But everybody else, it stopped. Why for him did it continue in conventional lifting in a full range of motion? He got a different outcome when everybody else failed. So he must be fake. You understand me? And that's how you prove it. That's how you prove he's a fake.
I mean, it doesn't. I mean, it sounds like the type of thing that only 1 in a million people could do. And so we know the
1 in a million people could look cosmetic as well, like on steroids. So not only does he not look natural, he looks cosmetic like steroids, but he got a different outcome doing the same lifting like everybody else in the gym are complaining about. What is it? Newbie gains, hard gainer, and genetic limit. Wow, interesting.
odds are very, very slim. 1 in a million, it's not often that can happen. It happens 1 in a million, maybe 37.
What? What is he talking about? Hold on. Let's go back here. What's he mumbling?
Pathological liar is somebody who lies harder than last time all of the friggin' time.
Hussain lies to his young audience of millions by claiming that he achieved this physique, quote-unquote, naturally within only 3 years.
And lifting conventionally where you adapt, okay?
And so the main lie is that he was natural in that transformation of which he put on close to 60 pounds.
He put on 60 pounds lifting conventionally, where everybody else stopped building. They got some muscle in the beginning. They call that newbie gains, and then it adapted. In the second week, the damage is now less. It just repairs. There's no remodeling. So how did he get it to give him a different outcome? How?
under 3 years. I mean, does that make any logical sense? I mean, it doesn't.
And he looks cosmetic like steroids. That's even more amusing.
It sounds like the type of thing that only 1 in a million people could do. And so we know the odds are very, very slim. 1 in a million, it's not. It's
Unless that's AI, computerized, generated body or something, bro. I don't know, man.
not often that can happen. It happens 1 in a million, maybe 30.
How can it happen 1 in a million? What do you mean 1 in a million? 1 in a million people can keep getting gains after the gains ended in the full range of motion? What are you talking about?
7 people in all of our entire country could have done it. And half those people are old, half are babies. And so it's
How did he do it? What did he do to get those gains? Are they sarcoplasmic? Well, it can't be myofibrillar because we know that ended. Is it sarcoplasmic? Like, I don't get it, bro. Look at his training. It just doesn't really equate.
very rare. Not many people could do it. Are we clear on that? Okay.
Yeah, but even if it's sarcoplasmic, you would not have that low body fat on sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. It's really hard. You'd have to get really skinny first and then do sarcoplasmic, get pumped out. And that's really difficult to accomplish that.
We're all on the same page. Hard to do that transformation.
You can only do it with an anabolic steroid, have low body fat and have the sarcoplasm expand.
1 in a million.
This is Cookbook Salesman and IFB.
So he's 1 in a million that got a different outcome lifting concentrically naturally. Now, I understand steroid people, they lift conventionally, full range of motion, it ended, newbie gain limit, all that genetic limit, whatever they call it, hard gainer, blah. And then they take steroids and they continue in that behavior, but they got a different outcome because they took steroids. So let me get this straight. But he's doing it naturally and he got a different outcome without the steroids? And he kept doing it because he's 1 in a million? What?
Pro Greg
Dude, that made absolutely zero sense, man. What the fuck?
Doucette, who has been helping Hussain perpetuate this lie for his own gain.
And so I
Oh, Turkestron, that's what did it. Turkestron built his muscles, okay.
had to make a video saying he was natural because in the blood work, it showed that he was natural. I didn't want to lie to my audience.
Turkestron won't work either unless there's a huge amount of damage there. I just read to you that damage has to be enough for it to prioritize to remodel. And when there's enough damage, these things can aid in the remodeling, like turkesterons or steroids or whatever the fuck these people are taking or their supplements. But if there isn't, it will not build many myofibrillar growth.
I mean, I thought he was a fake natty. I looked at his physique and said, there's no way. 1 in a million chance.
Yeah, there's no way. 1 in a million chance. Sure, yeah, okay, Greg.
We're looking for people.
And then I got the blood work and I said 1 in a million. But this guy, he proves that he was actually not 1 in a million.
In this video, I'll be explaining how and why Greg went from calling Hussain out on being a fake natty to helping him lie to everyone about
I did. I just proved how he wasn't 1 in a million. I just proved it in this video.
being natural, and even making him a co-owner of Greg's own supplement company in the process.
And so clearly what happened is
Unless he can tell us what regime he used to build that muscle and we can corroborate it with science, then I can prove that then he did it naturally. But judging by his lifting is full range of motion. He doesn't do what is necessary for building that muscle, for building myofibrillar growth. His training is not geared towards it because I've watched him.
I covered up his lie, put him as co-owner as part of my HLT company in order to make millions and millions of dollars. And it worked until today.
He also talks about how Hussain didn't gain a single fat cell while putting on 60 pounds of lean contractile tissue. This goes far beyond.
Yes, that's another thing. Look at him. He went from this to that? Cosmetic? That looks cosmetic, dude. Unless that's a touch-up picture. I don't know what that is. And he's got such low body fat like somebody on anabolics. Okay.
Beyond any body recomposition that any new lifter in the gym can pull off.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, they can't pull that off. You can't build muscle and stay that low body fat. It's incredible. No. It's astronomically difficult. Unless you built myofibrillar growth and it was solid. But if it's sarcoplasmic and you try to reduce the body fat or try to get low body fat do sarcoplasmic, it would never happen. So that is ruled out. Now, is it myofibrillar growth? No, because his training that is not geared towards myofibrillar. So there you go.
only 1 in a million could do it. It's weird. It's like
It's weird. Yeah, only 1 in a million can do it. Yeah, I don't know any 1 in a million can get a different outcome doing the same thing. That is ridiculously stupid. That's like saying that a guy working in a, what do you call it, in a minimum wage job, he now all of a sudden became a millionaire. He was 1 in a million, became a millionaire. Okay.
Only 1 in a million could do it. It's as if all the stuff that Greg said is actually accurate, and that it's extremely rare. Like hardly
Accurate. Greg is a pathological liar as well. He's a fraudster.
anyone could do it. Like 1 in a million, maybe. If you're watching this, the chances of you pulling off a Hussain Farhat, 1 in a million.
This is me 3 years ago at
Yes, how did he get over the domain size limit, the MND size limit? You know what I mean? The myonuclear domain size limit. How did he get over it? How? It has ended. See, here's the question. How did he get over it? The question is this. Myonuclear domain size limit. See, how did he get over this? Myonuclear domain size limit. So M&D size has a ceiling limit during hypertrophic process beyond which extra myonuclei are donated by satellite cell to support further muscle growth. So how did he get over it? That's where it came in the first week. In the first week, this is where they got their newbie gains. And in the second week, the damage was now less. And it is no more remodeling there anymore. It's not donating nuclei to support further muscle growth or anything like that. See what I mean? So how did he get over it? Why doesn't he explain it to all of us? This is what I don't understand. How did he get over it?
This is me 3 years ago at 132 pounds and around 13% body fat. And this is me 3 years later at 183 pounds, but also at a much higher body fat percentage of about 18%.
And so this guy,
That looks like a very natural physique. Even if it is sarcoplasmic, yeah, that's what people would really look like naturally. Farhat, he looks cosmetic.
who made the video, he was only
But Greg is, of course, Greg douchebag. He's gonna cover for him. He's gonna lie for him.
able to put on 50 pounds while increasing his body fat, while Hussain Farhat put on 60 pounds while decreasing his body fat.
60 pounds of what exactly?
And so Hussain improved even more than he did, and so it's impossible. And so he wins. Hussain Farhat probably put on 10 or 15 pounds more muscle than this guy. No one could do that. He wins. I mean, the video...
Nobody puts on 60-something pounds and looks that low in body fat. I'm sorry, nobody that I know of. Nobody looks cosmetic like they're on anabolics with such a low body fat trying to build muscle. If you're trying to build muscle, you're not losing body fat and looking very thin like that. You'd have to do something astronomically different to get a different outcome. You can only get one outcome at a time. If you're building myofibular growth, you can't be losing body fat at the same time and building myofibular. It just won't work. It doesn't work, dude.
could end right here, right? I mean, he just proved that Hussain Farhat is not natural because he put on more muscle than this guy. I mean, this guy has the best genetics in the world.
I don't know what kind of muscle he put on. It could be non-contractile. It could be contractile. I can't tell you. Again, if it's contractile, he has to prove it. It ended anyways. The contractile proof. I already proved it in the video. The contractile stuff is dead in the water, okay? As far as sarcoplasmic, yeah, you can't have that low body fat sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, non-contractile proteins.
No one could put on more muscle than this guy. And so anyone that puts on more muscle than him clearly is a fake natty. Your IQ is, let's say, 160.
No, it's not because he put on that weird fake muscle or whatever he had, fake or whatever, myofibular, whatever the fuck he's doing there, sarcoplasmic or myofibular. It's the fact that he has very low body fat doing that pumped out. You understand me? You can only do one thing at a time. But whatever. And anyways, I don't believe him. He didn't put on myofibular growth because it ended, bro. Get it? It's just repairing now. How did he overcome it?
So 1 in maybe 1,000 people are smarter than you, but you're quite smart. But is it possible that somebody's IQ is like 200? I think I have to change my mind.
Yeah, a lot of these people can be very smart online. Guess what they do? They take cosmetics to give you to fake it. They take cosmetics to fake it, to create this cosmetic look like Greg. That's what he does, doesn't he?
think that this isn't a mic drop. I
No,
think
he just happens to look like Greg, which is on drugs, which is on steroids. But Farhat just happens to look exactly like Greg, the same kind of body like these steroid people are. But guess what? He's natural, bro. Get it? Yeah, okay.
it's possible still. Like that now
Yeah,
that
and he got a different outcome doing conventional lifting in a full range of motion, which it ended in the first week. It ended in the first week. Yeah.
I think about it, that Hussain is still 1 in a million and put on even more muscle than this guy. I mean, I thought he was a fake natty because Hussain put on 60 pounds. This guy only put on 50. But now that I'm thinking about it, it's possible that someone's even better than you, even though you're really good. Like, he put on 50 pounds. It's ridiculous. Like,
He put on 50 pounds. It's ridiculous. First it's over 60 pounds. Now it's 50 pounds. Which one is it, Greg?
it's sus. Like, even him, he might be not natty. But
Who's Greg talking to? He talking to himself or what?
it's possible someone has even better genetics than him.
Well, this guy is so narcissistic. He has to like talk over in the corner. I don't know if there's somebody there or not. Who gives a shit? The fact that he's talking to somebody is no longer talking to the viewers anymore. He doesn't respect you, bro. Get it?
I know it doesn't seem possible, but I can't conclude that Hussain is a fake natty just from that alone. I need a little bit more evidence, of which, of
I did. I just produced enough evidence. Now prove me wrong.
course, there's way more in this video. But that, as soon as I watched that, I'm like, oh man, he's us. He's the mastermind. I mean, why would I have written a comment on his wall? Like, why would I do that? He had only like 150 views. It's very obvious. It's as if he put 17 years of training in only a matter of 17 months. To me, this is indicative of a guy who is using performance-enhancing drugs. Yeah, I mean, I just said it. Of a guy who is using performance-enhancing drugs. Yeah, I mean, I just said it. It's indicative of somebody who's using performance-enhancing drugs. It indicates it. It suggests it. Unless he had like, I don't know, what was that number again? 1 in a million odds.
Hussain tries to play it off as if he made 17 years worth of gains in only 17 months. It's quite frankly insulting that he even tries to lie about being natural.
Yeah, it's insulting that he would even try about being that.
Well, it's not impossible to make it in just even a few months what he accomplished in 3 years. Here's the thing. I know people that can accomplish that in a couple of months what he accomplished in 3 years, but the training has to be specific. It cannot be in this full range of motion or conventional lifting. Get it? So that's why I know Hussain Fart is a fake.
Natural. I mean, unless he's a 1 in a millionaire, because like I'm a 1.8.
Exactly, 1 in a millionaire. Show me 1 in a million that got a different outcome doing conventional lifting. They're all complaining that they've reached a newbie gain limit, hard gainer, and a fucking genetic limit. Get it?
Center. Did you guys know I was a commander? Hussain is also a commander, but on top of that, he's a 1 in a millionaire. I also feel like I'm a 1 in a millionaire. I have a freaking IBB Pro card. I'm a 49-year-old manlet, and you're all watching me right now. Did you all know that? Everyone watching me right now is watching me right now. You like this. What are the odds that you would watch Coach Greg on a cruise ship in the dark talking
I don't know.
about if Hussain Farhat is Farhatting his hat? It's Coach Greg after hours.
We all love it.
We like Coach Greg after hours.
I dig it.
The deep voice Coach Greg.
It goes hard.
It goes real hard. As hard as I'm gonna go at you tonight.
What did he say? I personally don't believe it. Even with steroids, this kind of transformation, this kind of physique is very rare. Do you all agree with me? It's very unbelievable.
Yeah, I think Greg is kind of assuming that it's unbelievable. Yeah, okay.
Seeing as only one
But he's using him to promote, what was it? Turkestron and a bunch of other stuff. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
in how much?
A million.
A million could do it. And so if you're a betting man,
All right.
you're taking the odds. 1 in a million chance. But do you know what is a great bet to take right now?
Yeah, what?
If Hussain Farhat fails a drug test, you get $100,000. It costs about $1,000 to do the drug test.
What do you mean he fails the drug test? Listen, man, if you're taking pills, they leave your system quickly if he's using pills. He could be taking Anavar pills. A lot of people have done it. They take Anavar, Winstrol V pills, or Anavar pills. They create a fake physique using these pills. And, they're using that to maintain it or whatever, creating it, maintaining it, whatever the fuck. And they're not using injections. So injections would always show up, right? Because they're always there. They're lingering in your blood. But if you're taking just some pills and then you're off of it, it's out of your system the very next day. So how do you prove he's a fake natty? Well, you have to prove it through the training. The training will prove it alone. Get it? How did he get a different outcome?
That's 100 to 1 odds for those of you who have IQs of 79. All you guys who want to make money, like this guy, he's got a lot of followers, start a GoFundMe and collect the money. And when you get $1,000, you then pay for the test. And when you win 100,000, you can give it back to all your wonderful subscribers. Say, everyone that chips in, I'm going to pay 10x what you give me. That's an amazing scheme if I ever saw one. I think I would contribute to that. Then it's a conflict of interest. They'll be like, oh, Greg biased it. Like, I literally want to pay for Hussein's test. I called Hussain today. I don't like all that's going on. Hey, I want you to do a drug test. It's like, yeah, well, I'm down, but like, if you pay for the drug test and you go over the blood work, people are going to say that you're lying. I'm like,
you know how many people have taken drug tests at competitions and were on drugs, even in the Olympics? Do you think they can't mask it or use somebody else's urine or mask it or whatever? Come on, man. This is stupid.
yeah, but the first time you asked me to go over it, I wasn't friends with you. I didn't know you. I didn't do any of this. And then I went over the test and everyone said I'm covering for you. And so we need someone else. So maybe Derek can do it. And then when Derek says he's natural, then, I don't know, TNF could do it. And like, we just keep going from one person to person. But hey, this is good. But y'all know why I wrote that comment, right? I wanted to go viral. 4D chess with all of you. I want people to accuse Hussain of being a fake natty. I want you to accuse me. I want all the accusations. Togi put it best. To get famous, you want 50% of people to love you and 50% to hate you. And why? Because the comments, they go crazy. Look at this guy. How do you think he's getting so many views? The comments are going crazy. Oh, Coach Greg's a battered person. Coach Greg's a liar. Hussain's a liar. Downfall of Coach Greg, downfall of Hussain, and everyone goes viral. And so this man who put on 50 pounds in 3 years, he also understands the game. And so he's making this video knowing it's going to get views. And that's why he made that video saying, Coach Greg is threatening to sue me when I actually didn't, which is also libel when you make accusations. And so if I give somebody some friendly advice, hey, in the future, be careful when you make videos, because if you deliberately lie about somebody, it's actually known as libel. And say, I'm going to sue. But then they make that video. And so if you, for example, start a video and say, Hussain Farhat is a pathological liar.
This is Hussain Farhat, a pathological liar.
That is a clear and concise statement. But if it isn't true, it isn't true. Now, if you say, there's no way I believe that Hussain Farhat is natural, that's completely different than saying he is a pathological liar. He is a...
Can I prove it? Like, was I there? No. But I can prove his training is fake to get there. See what I mean? I can use other means like I proved in the beginning of the video. Can I prove he's not real natty or he's taking drugs? No, of course not. I can't prove any of that because I don't know what the fuck he's doing. But the evidence itself, the training and all that, it's fake. You get it? It's fake. It just, how did he get a different outcome? Everybody else. And Greg says, well, he was 1 in a million. So he was 1 in a million to get a different outcome, which is really weird, dude. So obviously Greg maybe is corroborating that. Yeah, 1 in a million. Like, it's fake. Get it? How did he get that different outcome? Must be fake.
snake oil salesman. He is a this. Those are very accusatory statements. Instead of saying, I think, I believe, this leads me to believe. This is what I think is going on. So I'm just trying to teach him.
It is simply not achievable naturally and definitely not in only 3 years.
I said it's very rare. Him saying not achievable natural. 1 in a
million.
There we go. A million, right.
A million.
1 in a million. Very rare.
1 in a million. Very rare, yes.
Doesn't mean it's not possible.
I genuinely believe Hussain didn't try.
Doesn't mean it's not possible. Yeah, I don't know. It's not with that training, it's not possible.
Training natty for a single day and that he started juicing from day 1.
And so that statement, totally fair. I believe that Hussain Farhat started taking steroids on day 1. To make that transformation, I think he started blasting on day 1. Nothing wrong with that. That's what he believes. Nothing wrong with that.
He literally says that before he started working out, he put off starting his gym journey because he knew it was going to be a long process and didn't want to wait. This is why he ended up taking a shortcut.
That is the biggest stretch I've ever seen in my life. Hussain Farhat said,
That's usually why everybody does it, right? Because they failed. They lifted conventionally, and then it failed them. Get it? Because it fails everybody. Because there's much less damage in the second week, and that damage is only repairing. There's no more remodeling, and so. Yeah, why wouldn't they take a drug, take a shortcut, a cheap way out? Because they don't know what builds muscles, and they're not willing to put in the work to figure it out. They're not willing to solve the problem. Get it? Problem solvers are who make money.
It's going to be a long journey to put on all this muscle, because why? Well, he probably watched Coach Greg videos. He probably watched other people make videos, and most people take 10 years to put on a decent amount of muscle. And so he thought, probably going to take me years to develop.
Think about it. Why is it taking them 10 years to put on a decent amount? And how do you know it's a decent amount of myofibrillar growth muscle? It could be just sarcoplasmic because there's much less damage. What's a unique feature of eccentric exercise is that untrained subjects become what? Stiff and sore the next day due to what? Muscle damage. See what I mean? It's just, bro, unaccustomed exercise is known to cause what? Widespread muscle damage. And now you're accustomed to your exercise. Your exercise, you are accustomed to lifting full range of motion. It's accustomed. Get it? And it's accustomed to your eccentric. And it's also protecting itself from damaging any more muscle and building any more muscle because it grew some muscle called newbie gain.
This kind of physique. And then so he decided, hey, I want to get girls. I want to look good. I may as well start training right now. And to his surprise, his amazement, he was a 1 in a million. Do you think he expected to...
Yeah, he was 1 in a million. Yeah, sure, okay.
Put on 40 pounds of muscle in 2 years or what?
Did you see his physique, man? I've never seen anybody that skinny before. He looks like anorexic. He just looks like a genetic failure there in that picture. So it's usually these genetic failures that take cosmetics and fake it because they cannot make it with that shitty physique, skinny bone physique.
Ever amount of time that it was? Of course not. It just happened. Do you think I expected to be a 5'6" manlet?
Yes, it just happened. Did he show you how he got there, though? What he was doing? He never documented any of it.
My entire life, when I was 5'6" at 13? Absolutely not. I thought I'd keep growing, but yet I didn't.
It's just like Sam Sulek. When you go to his channel, Sam Sulek, all of a sudden he's just a big guy. He doesn't show you how he got there from skinny to big.
If your bath has seen a lot of life.
Been doing this for 2.5 years now, and I went from 120-ish pounds, and I'm 182, 83 now.
And so as you're watching this video unfold, you're hearing me say, I don't believe that you're natural. I'm very skeptical. I can't wait to go over your blood work. Does that sound like somebody that's lying and covering up for him? I mean, you see my facial reaction. You see me calling him out in public. We weren't best friends before this. We literally just met up at the gym. That's how much muscle I put in my whole life. He was able to do it in 2 years. So I don't know how he's going to prove me wrong. I believed he was a fake.
I can do it when I was younger. I could do it in a few months. So I don't understand this, the 3-year thing. That's just meaningless. It's the regime that you're using to build that muscle. That damage needs to be like the first time. You could call it newbie gains.
Natty, I said it to his face. Not many people have the balls to do this. I talked to you, I'm going to say the same thing to you that I would say online in person.
Jeff Seed, would you say he was natural as a teenager or enhanced?
I would say he's not.
The reason that we know Jeff Seed wasn't natural as a teenager, or at least we think he's not, is because he had 20...
He discovered all his favorite YouTubers were not natural. And maybe that's why he went on natural too. Because it didn't make it for him either, because he was heartbroken. Aw.
Pounds more muscle as
poor fart.
a teenager than he does right now. Last I checked, you don't get to your natural genetic limit as a teen. Your muscles, they keep getting big.
He looks terrible. His face aged, bro. Look at him. He's smiling. He looks like his face just looks, it got uglier. He got uglier. He was nicer looking here on the right when he was young. But here on the left, now he's making a comeback. He just looks terrible, bro. What the fuck? He has no calves, nothing. His face got really ugly. The hairdo's gone.
until you're perhaps in your 30s. But if you suddenly peak as a teenager, and then every year as you get older, you lose muscle, it's indicative of you went on something back then. Now, if Hussain Farhat suddenly lost all his muscle, if he
suddenly lost all his fake gains, yeah, okay.
184 pounds right now, and next year he's 164 pounds with the same amount of body fat, you'd be saying, whoa, what happened?
Yeah, but what if he keeps taking the stuff to maintain it? See the difference? And he doesn't lose anything.
How did you lose all that muscle? That would indicate bro is not natural.
Correctly calling David Lade a fake natty, but insisting that his own physique transformation was done naturally when his is more impressive than what David Lade was able to do in that time frame is just so shameless.
Yeah, but the difference is David Lade literally admitted that he's taking peptides. And he also put on, I think it was 80 pounds on his bench press when he was a teenager. And he's weaker now in his 20s than he was in his teens. And so since when do teenagers get stronger and peak as teens and get weaker into their 20s? And so if David Lade had continued to get bigger, put on more muscle and get bigger, well, you'd say, hey, he's just perhaps 1 in a million.
After all of this, something changed because Hussain sent Greg a singular blood panel.
Exactly. Everything changed when I looked at his blood work, of which you can trace back for likely about 3 months. If it had been just a drug test, he could have just stopped taking whatever he's taking. And so, for example, if he had stopped taking Anavar, which might only stay in his system.
Didn't I say that? Anavar, which is tablet form. Now, Greg is not saying that it's injectable. He's saying tablet form. That's why it's not in your system. Anavar tabs.
For 3 weeks, or stop taking Test Pro, perhaps only a couple of weeks,
right.
He could have cycled off. But remember, he did the blood test a day or two later. He didn't have time to cycle off. We have to conclude 100%.
No, he was already off of it before he did the test. What are you talking about, cycled off? Yeah, he cycled off. He was already off. He doesn't do it very often. Listen, man, he just... Once it created the fake physique, he doesn't have to do it that much, just enough to maintain it here and there, here and there.
And natural.
So that's it, right? Hussain milled Greg's blood work, Greg analyzed it, and it all checked out. Hussain is 100% natty. Wrong.
Why does he say wrong? When I made that video, I said Hussain is natural right.
Of course, Greg can't be trusted because I think they have a contract together, him and Farhat. They're pushing Turkesterone and a bunch of other stuff together.
Now, at least for the 3 months prior to that, we know he was natural because if he wasn't, it would have been proven in his blood work. Now, does that mean he couldn't have been on steroids when he was 15, 16?
That doesn't prove he's natural. Man, taking a blood test doesn't prove that he didn't create a fake physique taking cosmetics, bro. Get it? See what I mean?
17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Nope, it doesn't prove any of that. And so is it in fact possible that Hussain Farhat went on steroids the first day he joined the gym and stopped at least 3 months before doing the blood work?
You don't have to stop 3 months. You can stop the day before if you're taking tablets. It's out of your system in 1 day. You just said Anavar tablets, Anavar. You didn't say anything about injectables. See what I mean? He's taking tabs like Winzrovy or Anavar.
Absolutely.
It appears to be Anavar. If you go to the Dr. James's channel, Dr. James takes Anavar. Let's go to Dr. James. Let's go see Dr. James, okay? There is Dr. James. Let's check out his channel. There he is, Dr. James, famous steroid guy. He's always talking about Anavar and whatever. Hold on. I don't know. I can't find it now. He's got so many videos here. Hold on. Dr. James. Maybe if I type it. Dr. James. Anavar. Here we go. There's one, Anavar. He always shows himself, his body and everything. Maximizing cycles, Anavar. Look. Pre-workout, Anavar. What if I took Anavar pre-workout?
17.
See what he looks like. He's got a great physique. He looks cool. He's always like working out. Shows a great physique.
Alpha alkylated anabolic steroids like D-Bolt War.
Hold on. There we go.
balcony and review the savage workout that's going to take place, and perhaps dream about how in a single session I can put 10 pounds of muscle on the delts.
Yeah, Navar.
Pharmacokinetics relate.
He's always got these nights. He always shows his physique on Anavar and stuff. Working out. Look at this.
To how the body interacts with a
Shit. Here we are.
administered substance like Anavar. Potential next. Comfortable pumps, muscle cramps, annoying post-workout.
See, it looks like Harfat's physique, doesn't it? Anavar, look at
Which
that.
is in your arms and even your eyelids. And of course, the hormone levels, as mentioned, can be messed up from this, and it depends.
Looks like a similar physique to me. Like Harfat. Look at him.
So as I'm getting pumped, all that stored glycogen and protein will stimulate the area, igniting a synchronized display of muscle activation and
See, Dr. James he's too. He's what do you call it? He's fucking he's a natural dude. Get it? He's natural too. Yeah. He's natural. Eau de natural. He's eau de natural, dude. Ski.
It's possible. He's not on these things. He's clearly natural.
Yeah, he looks exactly like, he just happens to look like Dr. James, but he's natural, and he looks like Greg Doucette, which is on steroids too, but he's natural, okay? He looks cosmetic, but he's natural.
Based on the blood evidence, this guy, 1 in a million genetics. What I said is, Hussain Farhat,
Sure.
you have to think he's 100% natural.
Okay.
Well, he's been natural for 3 months. He has
Looks like a Dr. James physique. Looks like a Greg Doucette. Looks like a cosmetic physique, yeah. Looks very cosmetic-y for the young guy. Okay, but whatever.
all this muscle, and so how am I supposed to explain this? And so I said, you know what would really shut...
Yeah, he created that physique full range of motion where everybody else failed. Yeah, okay, conventionally, yeah.
People up, if you entered a drug-tested bodybuilding competition and literally won the competition, and if you offered $50,000 to anyone to come and test you at any time during the year, don't care if it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, anytime. And so a number of times we wrote this. Hey,
sure. Okay.
If he had been natural
status, do you see the contradiction?
Did I not say anyone can come test him at any time? And why do you think I told him to do drug-tested competition? He could have entered a non-tested competition. Then what would you have all said? Oh,
I know King Kong. I know that one. The King Kong one. Yeah, the competition. Okay.
Notice, he enters a non-tested show. Why do you think that is? Because he hopped on. And so he enters a drug-tested bodybuilding competition. He gets his blood work done on a random day with no advance notice, passes everything. But that's not enough.
Yeah. If you're not taking injectables, you're taking tablets, it's not going to show up. It's going to be out of your system. It's kind of obvious.
And so Derek, Hussain is calling you out. Now, myself and Derek, we have beef. He sells fake ajuga. And Hussain has double the muscle of Andrew Tate. And so where's the test, Derek? Let's...
Okay.
What he's suggesting, I mean, the odds of him more motivated to live longer than last time, to improve my power on my bicycle, money is... Well, now that you know that I'm just as smart, as if possibly even smarter than you, that I might even be 4D chessing you right now, think about it. Why would I even respond in this video? Why am I making this video right now? I could have let it die out.
I don't know why, Greg. Why?
If I had not written that comment, saying Farhat's a fake daddy, you don't believe he's a 1 in a million. I know you don't trust me because Derek, who is? And so what drug is he actually taking? He's lying, right? I mean, you know, he's a fake natty.
I don't know.
Man in the fitness industry, but what I need is some of y'all to hate me. You've been liking me a bit too much lately. Coach Gregging your Doucette, he's such a nice guy. Met hip with him. He's been on podcasts. He's been doing all these great, wonderful things. We needed some controversy. Did you notice all the nice things people say about me lately?
The Prime Minister in Malta.
Meeting up with the Prime Minister in Malta, helping make gyms free for 6 months. I mean, bro, I've been doing too many good things. I had the mean...
Making them free for 6 months for drug people or what?
Like Isertel beef going strong. That... Okay. Doing this, who's doing that? Looking for videos, and I write the comment, and I put in the bait. Y'all ate it up. I can't wait for this video to come out. I can't wait for it to go viral. I can't wait for Hussein's video to go viral. Let's prove Hussain Farhat is a fake natty, and let's make the video true. Video is not clickbait. The rise and fall of Hussain Farhat. All we gotta do is...
Interesting. See, I can prove that how I got over the myonuclear domain size limit. I can prove that in the second week, I didn't get much less damage. I kept getting more damage. I did something specific to get damage to build my muscles. Get it? Not instead of just repairing, I got it to consistently keep remodeling. So there you go. If he can't prove what method he used to build that physique to get over the myonuclear domain size limit and to get this damage to come back like he did in the first week where there was a remodeling of the sarcomeres, because one proposed method was a what? An increase in sarcomere number and muscle fibers. If he cannot prove that, he's a fake natty, dude. Get it? Because no way that a full range of motion where it ended right there. It can no longer donate its nuclei to support further muscle growth. It reached an MND size limit, and the damage is obviously it's MND size limit, and the damage is less. It's not remodeling. It reached an MND size limit. Once it is no longer remodeling, it reached a myonuclear domain size limit. That's it. And yeah, there's no growth, dude. So how did he overcome it?
He can take a drug test, blood work, whatever, from anyone.
I don't need
and
it.
We will see.
I don't need the blood test. I need to know what he did different to get a different outcome. That's all I need to know.
Him fall, unless of course he's one.
Unless he cannot prove what he did to get a different outcome, he's a fake natty, dude. Get it?
A million. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm.
End this story. I'll see you in the next one. Click, subscribe, and boost the algorithm, and like, subscribe, and comment down below. I'll see you in the next one. Did I just prove him as a fake natty? Yeah. I'll see you in the next one. Unless he can disprove me what I just said in this video, he's a fake natty, and so is Greg. He's fake. He's on steroids. He's not even on TRT.